So
we're about to go to Joilant. I'm sure you can guess what this kingdom is.
Twitter?
No. Yeah. No, I think Twitter's the kingdom we're about to go to.
Oh boy, you're talking about Volk City, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably yeah.
So here's Joilant. It's an amusement park. I love this place. The people in here look like weirdos, though.
Well, that's kind of true
Wait a
for
minute.
everybody.
This is a theme park. Everyone looks like weird. Oh my god, guys, we're in Florida.
See, kids, don't do meth. You'll turn into one of those things.
Woo!
And
This fucking bitch. I hate Tat.
Like, Tat has the ability to split into two people, but there are other points later in the game where that would be useful. Well, actually...
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right, his claws do that.
Well, she can also just do shit like grow, or like I don't know. She has unexplained special powers going on. I don't know what's going like.
So she's essentially Golden Age Superman.
Or she could just do whatever, yeah.
That was actually an ability that Golden Age Superman had. He can actually shoot out mini versions of himself through his hands.
Okay, Ryan, I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
Wait, first, do you want to go to the water slide or the spooky mansion
Water
with roller
slide!
coasters? All right.
I love water slides. They're fun.
Now this level is a bitch to get all the Dreamstones on. All of these...
Yeah.
It looks like a Koopa.
It does.
I spent countless
I
hours
actually usually
stomping
do
on
this
Koopas.
after the other level, so this is interesting. I'm very not used to doing this first,
Yeah.
but you can pick if you want.
Now,
Chase after Tat.
I do have a mild criticism of this. Well,
No.
the fact that the plot of Joilant is basically that
can't
Tat
swim.
steals the emerald. What is it called? The element. That's it.
Yeah, the element.
Tat steals the element, then you get it back, then you ring the bell and leave. Like, little bit. By the way,
Yeah,
there's
not much really happens here in terms of like exploring the culture of everything.
no, I suppose it is thematically true, like that this level is in a certain sense a waste of time. This world, Joilant, because
Yeah.
that's kind of the point of Joilant.
What are you trying to say? Are you bored?
I'm saying, I get it.
Well,
Thank you.
What are you talking
I think a theme
about?
you'll pick up with this game is that all the kingdoms they represent things that are not inherently dangerous on the surface as much as they are, you cannot indulge in them singularly without running into problems,
Yeah.
if you know what I'm saying. It's kind of hard to describe, but like, you need balance, like Thanos says. Very respectable, not crazy individual.
So essentially what you do in this game, you go on a mass genocide, wiping out 50% of the population.
Yeah.
Cool.
I like to imagine there's a post-credit scene in Klonoa 1 where it just cuts to Tat picking up the duplicate ring and saying, "Fine, I'll do it myself."
There's a lot to dig into with this game. And it's actually one of the reasons I have yet to make a video. Because I'm intimidated by writing about Klonoa, to be perfectly honest with you.
I'm like trying to cover all your bases on the story or explain why it's so special.
There's a lot that I want to make sure, because this is a very special franchise to me.
Yeah.
And I get kind of like gridlocked when I think about doing stuff for it. Where I'm like, I want to do something really special and unique. And make sure I cover everything in the best way I can. So that's pretty much why I haven't made videos on it yet. And never have made a video, we'll say, for now. Never in my life have I made a Klonoa
You've never
video.
made a singular video before.
Yeah.
Not even Tembo, the badass elephant.
Yeah.
Tembo,
I
his
fucking
arms
hate that,
wide.
dude. We're not getting all the things here.
Well, you already fucked up that earlier,
Man.
so... Like this is one of those things, it's like the scuba levels in Pac-Man World 2, which is also a Namco game released around this time, strangely, where it's like, you have finite collectibles, and you have to get all of them to get the full complete for the level, but you can't go back, and you can't stop.
Yeah.
And the controls aren't quite good enough that you can maneuver yourself precisely. Like, I think there's analog movement on this.
I love how you can just grab those guys, and they just accept their fate.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
Yeah.
I'm doing this now.
Well, they didn't. They never stopped smiling. You know those things are called moos.
Moose!
Yeah. They're like the Goomba.
Poor Lolo.
Why don't you just, like, grab a rock and throw it at her?
Oh, there are so many parts. Like, I mentioned this in another thing that I don't think will be released because of recording troubles, but I've been playing through, like, all the Resident Evil games in order. Like, not everything, not including, like, Darkside Chronicles, but all of, like, the mainline ones. And there are so many moments where there's, like, standing in front of the villain with a gun pointed at them, and they just don't shoot them. Like, they can... The person's, like, visibly infected and about to transform into a big fuck you monster, but they don't shoot him. And it drives me insane.
You gotta have a game somehow.
Yeah. This part's kind of interesting in that, it like
fucking
loops.
bitch.
So you gotta try to grab Tat before she gets to the bottom and it
Didn't have to
loops
loop.
again.
Ah!
Cute
What a
moment.
gentleman.
I love Klonoa. He's such a goof. He's like he's got the trope of like he's quite polite, but he's also like he's sort of similar to like a lot of characters I like, and probably he was the reason I came to like characters like him, where he's like, I don't know, he's sort of similar to Sonic in some ways, now that I think about it.
Does he have a gun?
I wonder if there was inspiration there.
Oh god, no, I just thought about Klonoa's feet. Thanks, Ryan.
Hey, you know,
I know that's where you were going when you were like, hey, does that mean?
Alright. Now we go to the fun park.
yes!
This is definitely not Twitter.
Klonoa's feet probably look like Goofy's feet. You know what I mean? Like there's some...
I actually don't know what you mean, because I don't think I've ever seen Goofy's feet, XO. I think now it's time for story time with Papa XO. So
No, I feel like
let's talk about this. Let's unpack
there's a
this
mirror
little bit.
fairy here, by the way, and you don't know which egg it's in until you've already popped
Yeah.
it. So it's
Hey,
like
that's
a
pretty
bitch.
cool. Anyways, Goofy's feet.
Yeah, so like you remember House of Mouse, Mickey's House of Mouse?
No.
What, are you kidding? Did you not have a childhood?
I didn't have a great one.
Okay, well, it was on like Toon Disney or something. It was basically a show where Mickey runs a nightclub, and a bunch of Disney characters show up, and periodically they'd play some cartoons, and there'd be like a wraparound story interspersed between the cartoons, and
Okay.
like sort of the running gag, the running theme with like the Goofy cartoons is like it was like a do-it-yourself help type video thing where it's like Goofy is down in his luck and like a narrator will teach him how to do a specific career, where it's like, here is how you become a rich gentleman and go to a gentleman's club, you know. And then this episode he's playing football, and then in this episode he's becoming a construction worker, and then comic mishaps occur, you know, while he's learning this career. And I could swear that in some of those cartoons, like he loses his shoes or something and you see his feet. And they look like it looks like a human foot, but it's like entirely like pitch black. and like the toes are wiggling, and it's pretty gross. I imagine
Nice.
that's what Klonoa's feet
I'm
look
sure
like.
you could also very quickly find it on the internet.
Yes. Oh god, the thought of Goofy Rule 34 being the thing is... that is not a thought that had ever entered my psyche before. Again, not a furry. Though the fact that I have to keep denying it is probably suspect. Anyways.
Fuck.
Not that there's any shame.
Yeah, so... The musical track for this...
Suspiciously like Be Our Guest.
You just got muffled by Discord. I don't know what you just said.
I said that the music track for Joilant sounds suspiciously like Be Our Guest from Beauty and the Beast.
See, Discord was like, hey, he's not talking about
It
feet. We
was
gotta
like
shut this shit
Discord
up.
did a thing which made it sound like the scene in Kingdom Hearts 2 where they can't say the word photos. Like, that's what it sounded like on the Discord end.
I wish that was
Oh my
real.
God.
So that way I could just, like, mute the word feet.
Oh god. How does that make any sense, by the way? Was that like a glitch in Ansem's computer simulation?
What, the feet?
No, the whole thing about not being able to save
Oh,
photos.
yeah. I don't know. I was having trouble connecting that with feet for a second, but yeah, I get what you mean now.
It's like, and that's like the very first thing that happens in that game too. It's like really confusing.
Yeah, I don't know. It is a data world.
You made me think of Data Sora. And those games are still only on DS, aren't they? Like that's the only. Well, I guess technically Coded was on like mobile first, but you know what I mean.
It's the
Yeah.
only way to actually play them. Yeah.
It's like they've ported the HD collections a million times, but they've never bothered to like even put like an emulation of the DS games. I guess it would be tricky because of the 2 screens, but they could have figured out something. It just explodes. Couldn't
Look at
agree
those guys
more.
down there. What are they doing?
Looks like that one's jerking off. He's doing like a... Yeah.
There's a track in this place that I fucking love. I mean, the music in this game is incredible, but there are a select few tracks that are some of my favorites.
I love his strut.
It's not quite a Belmont strut, but it's a strut.
The scene, you know what? I want to admit, when I was a kid, I was kind of with Lolo here. This guy, this fucker creeps me out.
Ooh, he's got like little hands with faces on them. And he looks like Fawful. That's right in front of his face. In that comic wide shot.
I think this is like, this is when I was like sold on Klonoa as a character, and this is what I think. Like, this is a thing that Sonic would do. That face, he must have had inspiration when they made this game from Sonic.
I mean,
Well, he does
I would-
sort of look like a Sonic OC.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. It's kind of like the eye is. The fact that
He's not exactly like Sonic, but like he's similar in personality.
Sonic adjacent.
Yeah.
like I don't remember him having much of a character in the first one. Not like he was like a bad character or anything, but he was like Hupo
Well, he was a lot
drove
more
the game.
childlike in that too. I think in this game they made a concerted effort to make him a little more mature.
Yeah, where he's got like he's kind of fearless.
This song, by the way, I fucking love this song.
Does he get a gun?
Well, the wind bullet is sort of like a gun.
But like a Glock.
No,
Man.
that never quite happens. But there is a character named Gunts in some of the later games.
Klonoa 3, where you at? Give him a gun, you cowards.
I would love that. Let's go.
I mean, like,
Look at these creepy moos.
What would happen?
They look
if you
so weird.
Do you think if you shot a moo in the face, would it pop like a balloon?
Well, the only reason they inflate is because of the wind ring.
Oh.
They are a bit rotund. But speaking of Gunts, and speaking of Klonoa reminding you of Sonic, Gunts is basically just Shadow.
I mean, I have no idea, but I believe you.
Okay, I believe you.
No, come on. You're saying that you haven't played Klonoa Beach Volleyball yet?
Honestly, no.
Okay. It's a real game, by the way.